Good morning, everyone. How are we this morning? On Wednesday, the 9th of December, I nearly said January. It says 3 waiting, but no viewers. Yes, as the title suggests, there's been more chaos at the largest airport in the UK. Again, blaming a drone. So yeah, it got me so angry yesterday. You know, first of all, there was Gatwick. Birmingham were closed down. And now, hiya Carla, how are you? And now they didn't close Heathrow altogether, but it was partially closed, and there was people on the tarmac sat for hours on planes because they wouldn't take off because there'd been supposedly a drone sighting. Obviously I ain't got a drone myself, but Pixie has. Hiya Bella, how are you? Did you want to come up or are you staying in the chat? Hiya Bars. Yeah, we're talking about yet again supposed drone sighting, this time at Heathrow. So it has been sort of brought to my attention that the same French company that are trying to buy Gatwick are also trying to buy Heathrow. So, yeah, something fishy going on somewhere. Yeah. Okie dokie then, Bella. So, same as I said to Chris, I've voiced my opinions about it, but yeah, there's something really, really dodgy going on, you know, and I still believe. Hi, Nick, how are you? Yeah, there's something definitely going on somewhere. You know, it's too much of a coincidence that Gatwick were closed down for 48 hours. Then, like either a day or two later, Birmingham were closed down. They blamed that one on air traffic control, you know, equipment malfunction or whatever. But now, you know, it's getting beyond a joke in my opinion. Oh, Nick's poorly with flu. Bella's there, but she's not there. Good morning.
Good morning. What's that say?
Yeah, more disruptions now at Heathrow.
Oh yeah,
yeah.
And it all seems a bit crap to me, Jeanette. To be honest, there's more to this than meets the eye.
Yeah. And I agree with you there, Bella. And I've said this all along, even with it when it was like just Gatwick, you know.
Yeah.
But you see that they've also said that they're putting more laws down as regards drones. You know, like they're extending the no-fly zone around airports.
Yeah.
They're going to give the police more powers to enable them to disable drones. The same.
It all seems a bit fishy.
Yeah, yeah. And you see, somebody's told me that the same company that it's a French company that are trying to buy Gatwick are also trying to buy Heathrow. So, you know, it don't take a genius to work that one out.
Nah, it's all a bit fishy, Jeanette. Definitely a bit. It's definitely a bit fishy.
You know, and it's same as I said. I mean, this is just my opinion. It's all too much of a coincidence.
Yes, yeah, definitely. It's like, because I listened to the LBC radio, and they were talking about it on there, and like, there's so many people saying, well, maybe maybe drones should be banned. Maybe they should ban drones. And I think a lot of it is people want drones banned for some bloody reason. I don't know, because they're not doing any harm to anybody.
Yeah, Nick says they just needed a scapegoat, blame the drone. But I tend to agree with what you've just said, Bella. They're going to keep blaming the drones, and then eventually they're going to say, well, unless it's like you've got your pilot's license, etc., we're going to ban drones, you know, hobby dronists altogether.
Yeah, and I think that's disgusting.
Yeah, it's too convenient to blame a drone. You know what I mean? The same as Chris said, it gives like Nick, you know, Chris, Keith, and everyone else that are hobbyist droners a bad name.
I know. I don't. It's all too fishy.
But you know, it's same as Chris says,
and I think a lot's going on as well. I know it's nothing to do with Brexit. I don't mean it's nothing to do with Brexit, but I think a lot is going on where things are happening to take your eye off of Brexit.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. Well. At the moment, is there going to be a deal, or is there not going to be a deal? And like on Good Morning This Britain, they were doing the countdown thing, 70 odd days till, you know, we leave the EU. But as of yet, there's nothing in place as regards a deal with you know what I mean? And so it could be the fact that it's just a coincidence that it happens to be sort of the run up to the, you know, was leaving the EU, etc.
Another thing happened as well. I can't remember what it was now. Oh, yeah, she had an argument with Corbyn or something. He called her a lady or something happened. But that as well, it was
all woman or something, supposedly.
Yeah. And that was all done to take the eye off the ball.
Yeah, yeah. But yeah, you know, it's easy to blame a drone. You know what I mean? You're telling me that it's not just coincidence that two of the largest airports in Britain have been targeted.
Well, they are the two largest, aren't they?
That's what I'm saying. The two largest airports in the UK. So why target Gatwick and why target, you know, why target Heathrow?
Yeah, and you're going to tell me that they said on the news, sorry, Jeanette, another thing they said on the news was they had to get, they've got plans to take this drone out or something, but they've got to get the equipment from Gatwick. You tell me that they're sharing equipment, massive, great, big, it's a load of crap.
Yeah, it is. It is. You see this as a, you know, same as I say, it ain't closed Heathrow down altogether because you're talking about a massive, massive airport. But it said, oh, there were certain runways closed. There were people getting all uppity because they were sat on planes on runways for hours and hours. And it's just, I think it's just myself to get the public, you know, that G'd up about it.
Yeah. It's all crazy. I'm sorry, a drone just, it doesn't wash with me that a drone would cause that much disruption.
No, it is. It's all a load of BS, as Chris said. It's all right, Nick's talking about, you know, the problem that he has at home.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, the excuse for not going home. Chris says, say what? Oh dear. Yeah, and same as Chris says, one, the police have got capabilities anyway to block a drone signal.
Exactly.
Hence if they, and another thing as well that's too much of a coincidence.
I am bloody tired. Go on.
the person that started all this with Heathrow was a reporter for one of the newspapers.
Oh, well, there you go.
Yeah. Hiya, Lucy. How are you? But yeah, you know, I mean, they have got the capability, same as Chris has always said, they have got the capability and the technology to be able to block the drone's signal and it'd just drop out at sky.
Exactly.
They have got the capability and the technology to do that. Yeah, oh, sorry, Bella.
No, they make people feel that they make us try to look like idiots.
That's exactly what Chris said. He says they're trying to make the British public look fools, thinking, well, they'll believe anything. And exactly. Lucy, yeah, we've all said the same thing. I think, in all honesty, they've got to blame someone, and sooner or later, they're going to ban all, you know, hobbyist drone people.
Exactly. I think that's the thing.
But you see, the thing with Gatwick, and this has been discussed as well. There were thousands and thousands of people in Gatwick Airport, and not one definite sighting of the drone.
Exactly.
Not, exactly. You know, there's no evidence. There's no evidence to that effect. It was just hearsay and whatever.
Exactly.
I ordered one, but yeah, you know, it's apparently all this week at Heathrow yesterday was started by a news reporter.
I honestly don't know what exactly it is, but it's not. It's more to it. I just know there's more to it.
Yeah, I mean, sort of one of my theories was, it could be a cyber attack from Russia, but they don't want to admit it's a cyber attack. That two of the main airports, or the biggest airports in Britain, have been under attack by cyber. You know,
they don't want to make themselves look that weak, do they?
Well, this is it. And same as you say, I don't think it'll ever, it will ever be known exactly what the real reason is. No. Whether it be this takeover from this French company that are wanting to take over the two biggest airports in the UK. You know, it's been bandied about that if they blame a drone, then it's out of their hands and they haven't got to pay compensation out.
I've just sent Nick a message and it won't go through.
Oh.
It was just a suggestion.
Bass says we had a kid with a drone flying around.
Yeah.
You know, but you see, this is it. Same as Chris says. I mean, in all honesty, I mean, it needs somebody responsible to fly a drone.
Yes. I agree. I agree totally.
But as regards the news that I sent to you yesterday, it's a bit at the moment, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. So, hi, Eagle Eye, how are you? But yeah, same as we've said. I mean, if the supposed sightings keep happening, you know, I think eventually that they're going to ban drones altogether, unless, I mean, like, same as Chris says, there is, oh, pardon me. Same as Chris says, you can take like a course, which the Hobby Marts were giving away last month. Yeah, but it's like over £1,000.
Oh, well, we've all got that. We've all got that, haven't we?
But you see, the thing is, once you take this course, in a way, I think you're qualified as a pilot, a pilot.
Right.
But I think that that's also going to come into force, that you've got to take this course, you know, in order to fly a drone. But same as you said, you know, everyone's got £1,000 tucked under the mattress.
Exactly. Well, exactly. Ridiculous.
Yeah, Chris says too much of a big market to ban drones, so I think they will make you pay every time you have to fly. But that's ridiculous. I mean, it's like
I bet that's what they're after.
Yeah, everything else, as with everything else, should I say, it boils down to money again.
Yeah.
But you know, it's ridiculous how easy it is for them to blame a drone.
I know. It is, love.
You know, it's so easy to blame a drone, but there again, on other hand, a drone compared to an aircraft is only a small thing.
Exactly.
You know, how can a supposed drone sighting cause that much disruption?
I mean, I can see if it was a drone, which I don't believe it's any of this, but I can see the damage, because if it goes into a certain part of the plane, they put a thing on the telly, didn't they? They showed you the drone flying into the plane. So,
but there again, Bella, I mean, it's like the size of a Boeing 747 at the size of a drone.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, yeah, undoubtedly it can cause, you know, it can cause some damage. Yeah. You know what I mean? Well, this is another thing. I mean, there's birds flying about up there. You know, I've heard stories.
Exactly. I was just going to say the same thing.
Chris says, I'm ringing up Doncaster Sheffield Airport to tell them there is a drone on the runway. But yeah, you know, you've got birds being sucked into engines.
Yeah.
And, you know, what they're going to do? Shoot all birds out of side? And
I know, it's daft.
You know, saying to birds, well, you know, keep away from planes or we're going to ban you.
Nick, I sent you a message, a suggestion what to do with your problem, but don't open it later and think, what the hell is she talking about? It won't come through. It won't go through. I don't know why.
But you see, I mean, Eagle Eye says here in the US, drones might be used to deliver food to people when they call in order. Crazy, just sometime in the future. But you see, this is the thing. I mean, the reason why I've sort of made this discussion this morning is because Pixie, who was my husband, he is a drone flyer. Now, Nick's got a drone. Eagle VP's got a drone. You know, there's quite a few in the community that fly drones. You know, and it's disheartening for them to think that, you know, there were the incident at Gatwick, now Heathrow. You know, it's disheartening for them to think that they've paid all this money out on a drone, and if they put a ban on drones, so that's that money up in smoke, more or less.
Exactly. Who was it just said? Someone just said they've got a limit that they can fly to or something.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's like Chris's drone. You know, is it 400 feet? Got headphones on, he can't hear me. There isn't a limit on the height they can fly anyway, but it's like
400 feet.
400 feet. I don't know what that is in meters, I might have one or two, lol, more. But you see, the thing is, the thing we tried to say, RC, do you know Pixie's got a drone? It's all seems too much of a coincidence that
definitely
it was the Gatwick incident, now Heathrow.
Definitely.
You know, it's and you know Chris loves his drone. It's too much, it's too expensive for it to be sitting there doing nothing.
He might be right, Chris, you know, thinking about charging or tax on it. He might be right.
I mean, going back to the Theresa May thing, it was talked about this morning on the news this morning. Oh, they've promised like 300 odd million to the NHS. They're now saying if this no deal things go through, that can go down pan. Yeah, it's like blackmailing, you know.
Like an emotional blackmail, isn't it? To people. Yeah.
FPV, but it's like a form of blackmail. You either vote for a deal, or you can say, you know, the NHS can wave bye-bye to £350 million, which the government put aside for the NHS.
That is blackmail, and that is, isn't it? Saying that, well, that the NHS ain't going to get that money. They haven't got to worry. They've all got private healthcare.
Yeah,
they're not worried about the NHS.
Hiya, Osby Chandy.
Oh, you got one.
Yeah, I've still got my sweetheart. There you go, Andy. He says, "White with no sugar, please. I'm on a diet." But it's, you know, it's, and this is another what we call form of blackmail. They're blaming the drone. You know what I mean? And the same as Chris says, anybody knows that there's a no-fly zone within 5 miles of an airport.
Yeah.
Well, you see, Eagle Eye says she'd be afraid to fly a drone. But you see, this is what's made us so mad about it. The fact that Bella knows how expensive they are, and Baz knows how expensive they are. But for Pixie to pay that much money out for a drone, and if it's not allowed to fly it, it's just going to be here gathering dust if it's not allowed to fly it.
I don't think, like Pixie said, I don't think they'd ban it because there's too much money in it. But I think they'll do something. There's something in the pipeline, I'm sure.
Yeah. I mean, FPV Freaky has said, if you choose to break the guidelines, lock them up, and Pixie agrees. And he says they deserve to get the book thrown at them if you get like one irresponsible drone flyer out of millions of drone flyers.
Why shouldn't they all suffer?
Yeah, you know, you've got one irresponsible drone flyer, and he's agreed. He's agreed. If you get somebody that don't adhere to the guidelines, that are being, you know, irresponsible, then they deserve to be locked up.
Yeah, I agree.
He's agreed wholeheartedly with that. You know what I mean? And he'd be the first one to agree with it.
I don't think everybody else should be made to suffer.
Well, exactly. And they my sentiments exactly. Hiya, JDS, how are you? Exactly. FPV says if one breaks the rules, don't kill us all. Exactly. I agree with that. I mean, everyone knows that Pixie is a responsible, you know, he never flies over houses, the populated areas.
No, he's a responsible man, except for when it comes to fish cakes.
Just a few of the guidelines, you know, you're not, like, let's say, for instance, Bramall Lane. I know I'm using that as an instance. It's a big football ground. Now, I've seen it with my own eyes. You know, the app that he's got on his tablet, it shows you Bramall Lane and there's a big red circle around it, which in layman's terms means it's a no-fly zone.
Right.
So he wouldn't even attempt to go where that big red circle is. You know, it's like football pitches in the park. If there's a game or whatever on and there's a lot of people around, you can't fly where it's heavily populated.
What's this thing on the wireless? It's showing my bloody age. About Amazon using them or something.
I've not heard that one, Bella.
Yeah.
What, you mean to deliver packages and whatever?
It was on LBC this morning. I don't know.
Yeah. RC Dude says they will now charge the earth for us to be able to fly license. You see, that's what I said earlier on. They're going to force everyone to pay over £1,000 to take this course, pilot's license, etc.
Yeah. You know, this current government will do anything to make money. Anything to make money. And she drives me nuts. My Tess would do a better job.
Well, that's it. You see, we've gone through all these points as well, RC Dude. Apparently, there's a French company trying to, or bought Gatwick, and they were trying to buy Heathrow as well. Now, isn't that a coincidence?
I know.
The two airports that this French company are trying to buy have had drone sightings. You know what I mean? Chris says you can fly at the lane, but only with their permission.
I need you. Sorry to change the subject. I need your help with something later.
Okie dokie. Hi, Large Journey. How are you?
I'm getting messages from someone. I don't mind. I mean, if it's a message, I just delete the message.
Yeah.
But, it's like it's starting to say, "Can I have your phone number?" And
is it to do with the group?
No, it's on YouTube.
Yeah. Just message me later, Bella, and I'll or either that or we'll do a FaceTime.
Yeah. I just want to get rid of it.
Eagle Eye says we had someone here that used a drone to fly over an airbase and I think was jailed for life. This is it. Picks its first one to agree with you.
Yeah, because he's risking people's lives, isn't it?
Well, this is it. But you see, JDS has just put, just like there's bad drivers, there's bad drone flyers. But the minority that are bad drone or, are using the drone irresponsibly, it's giving the rest a bad name.
Yeah.
And here in the UK, we always say they're tarring everyone with the same brush.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
They are.
It's like you do get the occasional bad apple, but why? Yeah. But why include every drone flyer in that? That this is what makes me so angry.
Yeah.
I mean, let's take, for instance, that time Chris was flying in the park. We were responsible, and if this happened, and when it just fell out the sky, he nearly had kittens because he was so. It weren't for the drone because it smashed the drone to bits. But it was more. It were more concerned that it had fell on someone, and they can hurt someone if they fall on someone.
Mm-hmm.
And he were devastated the fact that it had just fell out at sky, and he were more concerned that it had fell on someone.
Well, I'm really thinking of minimal noise. Drone.
Right.
Oh,
they're just trying to frighten you, but it's dumb. Don't be silly.
Spending a lot of money on a drone that we're not going to fly.
He's saying, is it worth him getting one?
You see, this is what I'm saying, Bella. You've got Baz that wants a drone, and now there's all this going off, and now it's putting Baz off getting one.
Mm.
And this is what I'm saying.
Truly.
Yeah, he keeps saying, is it worth it? What's going to happen if we pay for a drone? What's going to happen? I don't know.
It's true, love. You got Pillocks like that last night trying to fucking fly as high as he can. He knows for a fact we have helicopters low flying coming over. Yeah, it was Aaron.
I think there should be an age restriction on drones. You know. Yeah. FPV says we could build a full-size plane RC style. What would they say about that? You know, it's like, you know, it could go on and on and on.
I know.
You know what I mean? But yeah, JDS says safety first always. I say fly safe at the end of all my videos. I wholeheartedly agree with you. And like Pixie, you know, same as he said, he is a bit apprehensive, like flying over water and things like that. You know, you have got responsible drone flyers out there. You know what I mean? And this is another thing. I mean, you see all these documentaries where there's aerial shots. They all done by a drone.
Oh, yeah.
I'm all right flying over water
now. But, you know, I think it should be restricted to you've got to be 18 and over.
Yeah.
I think that's the first rule that, you know.
I agree.
It's not too strict a rule. Yeah. You know, I think it's like in the UK, you've got to be 17 to have a driving licence.
Yeah.
And I think that should, you know, go hand in hand with like flying a drone. I think it should be either 17 or 18 in order to be able to drive. You know, there's gun laws, isn't there? You've got to be a certain age to buy a gun.
Yeah.
JDS says, yes, 61-year-old and up. It's my birthday tomorrow. Happy birthday. Well, happy birthday for tomorrow.
Yeah.
Hi, little bee. It's okay, though. I feel 18. But, yeah, I mean, it's like you've got to have a license to drive a car.
Yes,
you know, and there is you know, you can't drive a car till you're 17. And I think them sort of rules should apply. It's all right giving a kid a drone, but they haven't got the responsibilities or the same responsibility as what an adult's got.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Nah, Callum's 16, but he's been out with his dad. He's been out with a drone. He's flown it a couple of times.
Yeah.
But the fact that his dad was there when he flown it, which in other words made him a bit more responsible because his dad was sort of telling him how to fly it, and you know, it weren't here, son, you know, take it out and take it for a fly. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It went, you know. And I've already said life journey, haven't I? But yeah, I still think, yeah, there should be like an age restriction on how old you've got to be to fly a drone.
I agree. Or at least you can only have a small drone, you know, up to a certain age.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, like the small Tello one. Yeah. I mean, you can fly that in arse, you know.
Yeah.
That is only that. And I mean, in all respect, I mean, the little ones won't do any damage, only to the drone if it crashes, etc.
Yeah. Gal's just got one of them.
Yeah, yeah. Well, this is what I'm saying, you see, and anybody that knows Chris knows he did the interview with Ken Aaron yesterday, and his advice was, if you're starting out, the small racing drones, the little tello, are a good way to learn how to fly. But you see, this is the thing. You've got to learn how to fly them first. Okay then, FPV. See you later. Thank you for popping in. But yeah, it's like everything else. You've got to learn to drive before they let you loose on the roads. You've got to get behind the wheel of a car and learn to drive before you actually take it out on the road.
Yeah.
And I think it'd be a good thing. If they were to put an age limit on, you can't. But there again, I mean, you get certain people breaking that rule and going out buying them for the kids.
Yeah, of course you will.
I think if they get caught flying it under the, it's like somebody driving a car, being underage, not having a license, then they ban them. Yeah, it says, JDS says in Canada you get charged just like drinking and driving if need be. Yeah, Chris has just said age limit and an online test. But the thing is, you've got to know what you're doing with the drone, you know what I mean? It's all right buying your kid one for Christmas, let's just say.
Yeah.
You've got to learn how to fly it, etc. Like Pixie, that's why they are thinking of changing the age for driving to 21. I feel they should. But you see, this is the thing as well. I mean, you've got youngsters that think they know it all. They passed the test at 17 here in the UK. They think it's all right to go out and have a drink and get behind the wheel of a car. So same sort of thing applies for droning.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean?
Irresponsible.
Yeah, it's just being irresponsible. Yeah. Chris says it's okay for the small drones, just for the ones with GPS signal drones where they need to have something like an age limit and/or test. But yeah, you see Chris's drone works on, as I've said before, like a GPS thing. You've got to have satellite signals. It comes up on the screen. There's a certain amount of satellites available. Hello, Tess. JDS says he's got 175.
What are you after? There's no grab.
RC Hunter says, don't get me going on drones. But you see, this is the thing. I mean, we've had the Gatwick affair. And now we've got the Heathrow affair. Both blame it on drone sightings. Now, as I say, it's differing opinions on that. I think it's a load of crap myself.
So do I.
You know what I mean? Those drones like Mavic Phantoms and Inspired drones are powerful machines and need to have experience. Yeah, and this is exactly what I was just saying, Pixie. It's only sort of referring it to like driving a car. You've got to go out and have lessons, get your license and everything before you drive a car. One of the top FPV racers in the world is 14, but also probably has more sense than most at that age. I've seen a lot of people getting cut up with the small race. You see, this is the thing. We're not saying that,
I don't want to come on. No, I don't want.
We're not saying that the youngsters are irresponsible, because you can get some responsible flyers, but then you've got sort of parents buying the kids drones for Christmas, and you know, partly it's the parent being irresponsible because they don't realise what entails flying a drone. You know, they think, oh, well, we've bought him a drone, it'll get him out to arse, you know, get him out 100 feet, go and do whatever you want to do. Now, to me, that's the parent being irresponsible.
I agree.
You know, to me, it's all going to end in November anyways. What's that?
What's going to end?
RC Hunter says it's all going to end in November anyways. But you see, the thing is, I mean,
what's going to end?
I hate sort of talking conspiracy theories, but there's something amiss somewhere. Two of the largest airports in the UK, and both have said it was a drone sighting.
I agree.
Police have got drones.
Police, yeah.
You know what I mean? They could be flying it. They can, because police can fly anywhere with theirs.
I always says there's going to be new drones laws in November. But you see, the thing that I did was they're going to widen the no-fly zone around airports, and what other one? Oh, they're going to give the police or military more powers to disable or bring the drones down. The same as Chris says, that's, you know, that's what should be done.
But, you know, you said Chris's drone fell out of the sky.
Yeah.
Well, if they disable it, won't they just fall?
Yeah.
What about the people below?
You see, this is the thing. It's sort of a bit of a grey area. You know what I mean?
I don't understand it.
I giggles, by the way. Does going skinny dipping at age 60 count as irresponsible? Oh dear. It all depends what time of year you do it.
It would definitely be irresponsible if I went skinny dipping for other people's eyesight.
RC dude FPV says need to take a test in November and pay a small fee. Well, there's a surprise.
Exactly. I was going to say that.
We won't be able to fly. Going to be a blanket ban on 250 grams and above. But you see, same as I said, to me, I think this has all been, there's something more to it than meets the eye.
Yeah.
You're not telling me that two of the largest airports in the UK have been targeted by drones.
Exactly.
Now, this is another thing that sort of... Chris has just said, I think it just makes the drone land not fall out of the sky.
Oh, all right.
You see, the thing is, we P4, you get a warning signal if there's something amiss. Now, you get that warning signal, you bring it down to land.
Yeah.
Now, with the P3, when it just fell out the sky, it didn't get no warning, no nothing. It just dropped.
Out the sky.
Yeah. Yeah. RC Dude says it'll never happen. Too much money in it for them to blanket it.
That's true.
You know, it's how can they police me when I'm flying in a field mark? Well, this is it. You know what I mean? This is what I'm saying. Pixie is my husband, right? Now, he always tries to go out flying in the countryside. He tries to go in areas that aren't heavily populated.
Yeah.
For the reason that he is a responsible drone flyer. But you know, it's like, same as I said, it's like everything else. You get those that are irresponsible.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, the police are stretched, and
Exactly.
it's like changing the subject slightly. There were a 14-year-old lad stabbed in London.
Yeah.
You know, you've got such as that going off.
Yeah.
You know, police are having to investigate that. You know, and other more serious matters.
Yeah, and look at what Cherry Giggles says.
Yeah, Jones used it to deliver. You see, Eagle Eye were on about that earlier on in the USA. They started. But you see, how can it work really? Excuse me a minute.
I know. Imagine going to the front door and a bucket of KFC.
It's like we've got McDonald's down the road. We've got a KFC down the road. Now, you're not telling me that they can responsibly control that drone if you're sort of not stood out here on the grass verge.
Exactly. You've got to stand underneath it and catch your Big Mac.
It's a commercial thing they want there. But you see, this is it. I mean, I was going to say, what was that? I heard a clunk and that'd have been funny. You know what I mean? It's to me. McDonald's, please just don't drop my cheeseburger. But it's
yeah, I saw on this thing this morning about Amazon using it.
Yeah. I mean, like boxes are a different thing. But you see, the thing is, I only use Amazon to order my baking stuff. Now, how would you go about? Because, you know, like, it's like glassware. Sometimes I order glassware.
Exactly. Couldn't do it.
How can you responsibly drop a box on your front doorstep? Like, for such as me, I order glassware. It's a shatter into 1,000 pieces.
Exactly.
The big corporate bought our government. But yeah, you know, I mean, it's all well and good if it's something that's not breakable. But if it's something breakable, you know, it'd be like a yodel driver. It'd be in 1,000 pieces by the time it got to you. You know what I mean? It's to me, I don't think it's tenable to not all deliveries. It's not tenable for all deliveries. You know, the non-breakable things, yeah, maybe. Yeah, RC Do says the RC Hunter there was talk of us having to use an app every time we fly. Commercial drones are far more advanced than the drones we have. But to me, I mean, you know, this is just my opinion, but you can't beat it. Somebody pulling up in van, knocking on your door and saying, "Here, here's your parcel."
Exactly. I'm laughing at what Cherry's put. I know.
You need a drone with a rocket up its backside for it to be delivered to you from Australia to where you are. Hey, you never know what with technology. But and it's like we've said. I mean, these drones has only got like a 15-minute battery life. Yeah, you're probably talking about the more advanced drones and everything. They're about 5 years in front. Yeah, I mean, you see, Pixie went to the drone show in Birmingham, and he will. There were one there, I think, 15,000 or 17,000 or something like that. But it's sure to show me the pictures, and same as I said, it looks like something that the police or the fire brigade or something, it's got like what do you call them cameras, infrared cameras and all sorts on it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Well, I'm from the future. We are a day ahead. But this is it. You know, I mean, you have got the more advanced, more expensive drones. Yeah, they could be used commercially.
What time and day is it where you are, Cheery Giggles?
That's kind of 24 hours.
Thermal imaging camera.
Yeah, that's the one.
It would be 24 hours.
It's in front of us.
Yeah, but not 24 hours.
What, 12 hours?
Yeah.
Yeah. I think at one point, Baz, there were about 10 hours in front of us. But, you know, what with clocks going backwards and forwards, it's got me confused. You know what I mean? I don't know whether Amazon just had a preview, cost them off.
It's 11 hours in front.
Yeah.
11 hours in front.
Yeah, because we're like on 11 o'clock in the morning, they're 10 p.m. at night. Yeah, Amazon just had a preview, cost them $500,000. Wow. Not 500 quid. But this is it. You see, I mean, sort of Chris Renault, Pixie Renault, when he went to the drone show at Birmingham, at the one at 17 grand, you know what I mean? And it's like, same as Chris says, they've got thermal imaging and all sorts on them.
Yeah. Do you know, I'm going to have to go. I'm falling asleep, sweetheart.
It's okay, Bella. I mean, I didn't expect you coming on, you know, full stop, because I know you've not been well over the past few days.
Oh, no, I just didn't want to let you down again.
Yeah, it's all right. It's all right. So...
I'll speak to you this afternoon.
Yeah, I'll FaceTime you after I've shut the live stream down about the other thing.
Okay.
Yeah, see you later, Bella.
Bye.
Bye. Yeah, RC Do says that Amazon was buying patents for them years ago, big money for... But you see, this is it. I mean... This is another theory. I mean, it could be a government, you know, a government thing. You know, it could be a number of things. But same as I mean, I put in the description, it's all too much of a coincidence that Gatwick were closed down, which is one of the biggest airports in the UK. Now Heathrow, which is the largest airport in UK. You know, it's a fact that it's easy enough to blame a drone. You know, Gatwick blamed a drone. A few days later, Birmingham was shut down. They didn't blame that on a drone, but they blamed that on like air traffic control, technical issues, blah blah blah. The drones DARPA are out of this world. You know, yes, they do. The drones do have high-tech specifications, but it's been said that the sighting at Heathrow was made by a news reporter. You know, go figure that one out. You know, a news reporter. Is it just scaremongering? Is it just, you know, them out to make a few bob? You don't know. Defence Advanced Research Projects. Oh. But you see, this is the thing. If you've got like this Defence Advanced whatever, DARPA or whatever you're saying, surely they've got the capability of taking like Pixie's P4 or the Mavic or whatever. Haven't they got the capability of taking it out of the sky safely without all this hoo-ha about people being stranded on the runways? And exactly. R.C. Hunter said we should move forward in technology, but don't kill us pilots in the hobby. And this is what we're saying. I mean, you know, Pixie's got the P4. It's just an hobbyist. He just likes going out flying the drone. And Pixie says scare tactics. You know what I mean? Because Pixie's not looking for, you know, advanced things. He just, you know, he just wants to go out, get some great footage, not be scared every time he goes out with a drone that is somebody going to report me? Am I going to get the police turning up as, you know, as soon as they take the drone up in the air? You know what I mean? Because somebody said, oh, there's somebody with a drone, you know, flying about, blah, blah, blah. And that's what he's going to get to the more of these things keep happening. You know, he likes to go out in the countryside. He likes to film the countryside. You know, is it going to get to the point where every time someone goes out, somebody gets on the phone and says, oh, there's a guy flying a drone, blah, blah, blah. You know what I mean? Walkers or whatever. There's somebody out flying a drone. You know what I mean? It's going to get to that point where Hiya, Casey, how are you? Oh, Nerd Raid. MT Cole, Gamer, Darkness Studios, Talk to Spirits. Yeah, we're being raided. Happy New Year's to everyone. Nerd loves you. Thank you. Thank you very much, Nerd. But yeah, we're talking about the Heathrow incident with the drone. Cherry Giggle says, raid. Thank you very much. I do appreciate you. You know I do. And I try and come in your live streams as much as I can. Nerd love coming at you. Yeah, it's 11:04 in the morning here. This nerd loves Jeanette as a sister from another mister. Thank you. I believe in ghosts. Katie calls. Gamer says he's going back to bed. Oh dear. You know I appreciate you, Nerd. And same as I say, if I'm not live like I did yesterday, I came in and said hello. I love coming over to your channel. And you too, Casey. Yeah, and you know very well, Nerd, that I do appreciate it. I do appreciate it very much. Thank you very much. I hope you're having a good day. I hope you're having a good live stream. All the nerds are coming. Yeah. Nerd army. Yeah, no one knows me here, but so I'm safe. I have seen your nerds live stream before. Yeah, we're discussing the drones shutting down the airports in the UK. So yeah. Yeah, we're talking about. I mean, I don't know whether you'd heard it on the news. A few weeks ago, Gatwick was closed down by a supposed drone sighting, and now we've got Heathrow Airport supposed drone sighting. Pixie's a droner, and yeah, it's there's a lot of theories, you know, the same company that bought Gatwick are trying to buy Heathrow Airport, you know, this sort of the conspiracy theories, let's just say. But, you know, it gives such as Pixie, you know, a bad name because he's an hobbyist droner. You know what I mean? An RC dude, obviously, he's a drone flyer. And it gives the hobbyists a bad name, you know, sightings of drones, etc. You know what I mean? So, you know, this is the discussion this morning because it were in the news yesterday that, you know, it's a case of, and this is what we're saying. He says he wants a quality drone, but the thing is, I mean, yeah, I know you live in Norway. We're here in the UK. They're not cheap things, and eventually there's going to be either a ban on them or very, very, very strict rules. And RC Hunter, yes, I forgot about you. You know, it's giving the drone community a bad name as regards, you know, the rules. You know, there's going to be, you know, it's just a plethora of feelings at the moment. You know, Pixie spent a lot of money and everyone else on the hobby. Conspiracy theories. Well, it's not so much a conspiracy. We think there's more to it than meets the eye. You know, let's just say that. There's more to it than meets the eye. You know, the same company that's bought Gatwick, a French company, are trying to buy Heathrow. So, you know, blame it on a drone. You know, simple. It's easy enough to do. You just blame it on a drone. You're making me blush now. He says, Nerd Fam, I told you Jeanette was amazing, isn't she? I won't go that far. Yeah, well, you see, this is it. I mean, it's got to a point now where it's getting a bit ridiculous. You know what I mean? It's getting a bit ridiculous. You know, I mean, before you know it, they'll be saying Lord Lucan's still alive. You know what I mean? You know, it's Cherry says Pixie settled down. He's only joking, Nerd. He's a little bit of a joker. He's a little bit of a joker. He knows I love you and he knows you love me. So, you know, end of story. Let's just say. You know, he's not trying to intimidate.
I'm only joking.
Yeah. Hunter says he is. I saw him in Nettos. Well, here in the UK, Nettos don't you know, they don't exist anymore in UK. He says, Pixie, a smile lights up the room. You will just have to get used to that. Exactly, RC dude. And say, I said earlier on, what they're going to do, shoot all the birds out the sky or ban, you know, telling the birds that, you know, you can't fly in a certain area because there's airplanes flying away. I'm not sure if you remember me. I haven't been to your stream in a bit, but it's yeah. Well, you see, that's the problem, Tara. When you change your name, they say, you know, you can't change it. I know a couple of people that have changed their names, don't like it, and then wanted to refer back to the original name, but it won't let them change it for higher ranks productions. You know, they won't let them change it back. They've sort of like a cooling off period of 90 days. That you know, I've had one or two people do that and then sort of don't like it, don't get the response, people don't recognise who they are, etc., and it won't allow them to change it back. Yeah, you're a Yorkshire lad. Oh, you're in Leeds, are you?
Never mind.
Nerd says, I know he's only joking. Yeah, blame it on the drones that are flying. Blame it on the stars that shine at night. Yeah. And this is exactly what we're saying. You know, it's so easy for them to say, you know, blame it on a drone. The last sighting was supposedly saw by a news reporter. You know, that don't take a lot of figuring out. It's just, yeah, it's the minority that ruin it for the majority. Blame it on the drone, exactly. And I couldn't agree with you more there, Cheery. Oh, you didn't realise you couldn't change it back until after. You see that's the same story with friends that have changed it back. They didn't realise that if they didn't like it, they couldn't change it back for 90 days. But it's too late once you've already done it. Okay, then, RC Hunter, thank you for joining us, and I do appreciate you being here. Angel's Melody, I actually know that song well, minus the drone part. You know, it is. It's the same as we've just been discussing. You know, they're going to make the rules on drones very, very strict, and it is. It's giving the minority, giving the majority a bad name, and I totally agree with that. You know, and I wholeheartedly agree with that. But my coffee's cold. It's all right. I've been nattering away. I have got my coffee, but it's gone a little bit on the tepid side at the moment. So yes, thank you very much again, Nerd. I do appreciate it. Milli Vanilli. Oh. Okay, then. RC Do's just going to get a coffee. So as I say, I've got mine, but I've let it go a little bit tepid at the moment. But yeah, you know. Same as I say, I mean, I chose to discuss this topic this morning because, as everyone knows, it's very close to my heart because Pixie is a drone flyer. You know what I mean? And it gets me so angry from a non-drone flyer's point of view. I mean, even though Pixie's got the drone, I've never actually flew it because I'm a scaredy cat. You know, I'm one of these that if I press the wrong thing, I'll panic and, you know, I'll be going, oh, you know, it's going to drop out at the sky. You know what I mean? And that's me being responsible, saying, well, I'm too scared to fly it because I'm frightened that something would go wrong. Weren't they the guys that couldn't sing and got found out? I ain't got a clue. The name rings a bell, but you know, and sort of it's. But I know that the majority of people that come in here that do have drones are responsible with the drones, and you know, whether it be here in the UK, whether it be in the USA, whether it be in Norway, where Jason Dird of the North is from. I think eventually that in some form or other that they're going to try and ban the drones. We're quoting some more song lyrics, whatever that is. But yeah, you know, it's a case of you know, majority of people that come in here do fly drones, and it's in other words, it's going to give them a bad name. There's going to be that much stringent rules about it that you know, as regards you know, rules and regulations. But that's just my opinion. You know, it's you know, it's been said that you know that it's been said that, you know, it's so that you don't have to pay compensation when the flights are grounded. You know, the same company that's bought Gatwick are trying to buy Heathrow, and it's them scaremongering so they get a better price for it, they get it cheap, etc., etc. And there again, that's just another sort of conspiracy theory, let's just say. They want to ban drones because it's technology they are afraid of. But you see, when all said and done, Nick, I mean, there is more advanced technology, there's more advanced drones, you know, etc., etc., etc. And same as I say, there's more to it than meets the eye. I've said this all along when there were the Gatwick incident. There's more to it than meets the eye. There was thousands and thousands of people in that airport, but no confirmed sightings. It's like everything else, just hearsay. You know what I mean? There was no actual evidence of it being a drone. They arrested 2 people. Now, we know for a fact that them 2 people that was arrested had got nothing to do with it, because the guy was at work at the time of this drone sighting when it all kicked off. We know for a fact that the guy was at work. You know, so it were just an arrest of convenience to make it look to the public, well, we're doing something about it. Someone's been arrested. Always got biscuits as well. You know what I mean? And it was just an arrest of convenience. It were, the guy were a well-known, like, you know, helicopter, what's-the-majig, were a known drone pilot, blah, blah, blah. And it was just the fact that people were pointing fingers at him saying, well, he lives near Gatwick Airport, he's got a drone, blah, blah, blah. And it was just, you know, finger pointing. And same as Nick says, it's had a knock-on effect because they've had that much crap afterwards. And I agree with Pixie. I'd sue them. I'd sue pants off them myself if they come knocking on my door and said that, oh well, we're arresting Pixie because he's been seen at Gatwick Airport, he's been seen at Heathrow Airport. You know what I mean? And he was wrongly arrested. I'd sue britches off them. Bette Midler, by the way, cheery giggles. I know that for a fact because it was played at my mum's funeral. You are the wind beneath my wings. Who sings that, she says. It's Bette Midler. I am waiting on a dude from Talk. I'd have crapped myself if door went. But you see, this is the thing. It's they could knock on our door, they could knock on your door, they can knock on Nick's door, but it don't necessarily mean that they're guilty of anything. They just wanted a scapegoat at that particular time. They wanted to show the public that there was seen to be doing something about it. You know what I mean? And, you know, you've got all these... Jeanette Pickering sing that song. Oh, sing that song, cheery giggles. But you see, the thing is, it could have been anybody. You know, they just made that arrest to make it look to the public that they was doing something about it. When all said and done, they closed that airport for 48 hours unnecessarily. RC Dude says, if anything goes down in Fife, it will be my door for sure. But you see what I mean? It's all right us sitting here laughing about it. But, you know, yeah, exactly. Exactly, Nick. And I couldn't agree with you more. He says, just because I've got milk in the fridge, it don't mean to say I've got a cow in the garden. And I think that was purely, the arrest of that couple was just basically for the news media, for the UK public, so it made them look like they was doing something. Look like they were doing, you know, I mean, and everyone heard the news afterwards that even the police chief had said on a news report that there may never have been a drone. But then he got it in neck and got stick for it and then retracted that. Someone please drop the link to blame it on the rain. Baby. It's all right, he's got headphones on.
What?
Somebody wants you to drop the link for Please Drop the Rain by Milli Vanilli in chat.
Oh, God.
It's all right, he's just going to look it up. But, you know, it's same as I say, the police chief, when he got it in the neck for saying, well, there might never have been a drone. Hiya, Dennis, how are you?
Where you be?
You know, it's I think it was just them trying to appease the UK public. You know, yeah, we've got somebody, you know. And it's a case of the thing with Heathrow, here we go again. You know, and it's the exact same thing. Oh, Nick's going to wake somebody up.
Granddada. It's not that one.
I hope it's with the ice cold water, Nick. But yeah, that link, Pixie's put the link in for that song, Milli Vanilli, I think it is. Blame it on the rain. But yeah, you know, it's the blame game. When all's said and done, it's the blame game. You know, are they looking now for someone that lives around Heathrow Airport to go and knock on to, you know, Eric, please try again. What's going off here?
What's up there?
It's saying that it's gone off.
Oh, it's still on.
I'll just refresh it.
It's still live.
Oh, I'm still live, Bruce. I've got a grey screen here. And it's saying an error occurred. I don't know what's going on.
We can still hear and see you.
Oh, that's all right then. It's all right on the screen because I've got the YouTube and then I've got the Hangouts at the side, and it was saying an error occurred. So yeah. No, a nice bit of the jam at stupidly loud. It must have been just this laptop then, because same as I say, I've got the YouTube thing underneath, the Hangouts thing over towards the side, and all I could see were like a bitty grey screen, and it says an error occurred. So I didn't know whether it had gone off or, you know. But if I was still here, I apologise. It must just have been on this laptop then. Oh, thank you, Pixie. Yeah, blast him after his bed, Nick. Hiya, Emma, how are you?
Morning, wifey.
If that fails, we will take it up a notch to the side. Oh dear. Well, if it's anything like Pixie, it survived an earthquake. It all depends what sort of a sleeper he is. Oh dear. But yeah, I mean, I don't know whether you heard about. Oh, obviously you did hear about the Heathrow incident, Dennis, because we're discussing it in the group chat yesterday. But yeah, you know, it's yet another instance where they're blaming the drones. I'm not too bad. I keep having to blow my nose. You know, yeah. Nick's got the flu. You miss Bella. Bella came on for a short while this morning. She's still not all that clever, but she came in to say hello. And you know, I abandoned Camo Crew Explorers. How are you? Thank you for joining me this morning. But same as I said to Chris this morning, yeah, I tend to, same as I said to Chris, Dennis, there'll be other, you know, on YouTube, you know, about Heathrow. Same as I said, it's something that I wanted to discuss because, as you know, it's close to me heart because Pixie's a drone flyer, and it got me enraged yesterday when they made the announcement that, you know, yet again, they were blaming it on a drone. Oh, pardon me. You know, and it does make me angry. Apparently, it was a news reporter that had initially it was supposedly, but same as I said, I mean, that it figures that it'd be a news reporter scaremongering again. You know, purely and simple, it's scaremongering. Yeah, Heathrow's one of the biggest airports in the UK. It wasn't closed altogether. There were certain runways that were left open, but there again, it's disruption. You've got people heading over to Twitter, Facebook, sat on the runway on a plane. We've sat here 2 hours now. Nobody's taking off. Nobody's landing, etc., etc. Exactly, Dennis. And they were my sentiments to Chris last night. You know, if it were a news reporter that reported it, why didn't he take you know, they've got these big wide zoom angled camera lenses and whatever. You're not telling me a news reporter has reported the drone sighting and not took a picture of it. You know what I mean? You're not telling me, yeah, you've got all this sort of, these wide angled lenses that, you know, can take pictures from about 10 miles away. I know I'm exaggerating there, but you know, you've got this the technology camera wise and the lenses that you can take a picture and it looks close up and it took from about 3 miles away. Now you're not telling me that if he's seen a drone, he hadn't took a picture of it. Yeah. An abandoned city camo, exactly. He would have got paid millions for it. So why aren't he took a picture of it? And I tend to agree with you there. People covering things up, a distraction. But you see, this is what we're trying to say. We think it's all, there's something bigger going off. You know, they were a French company after Gatwick. Well, to buy Gatwick. the drone sighting. Not long after, that same company bought Gatwick Airport. Now, apparently or reportedly, the same company is after buying Heathrow Airport. You know, it don't... what actually happened? Well, you see, this is the thing, Cherry. The Gatwick incident, there was reportedly a drone. No evidence of it whatsoever. No actual proof that it was a drone. And the same thing with Heathrow. It's just been reported that there was a drone flying. No actual evidence of it. You can take a centimetre on the ground from it. Well, this is it. This is what I'm saying. You're not telling me that if he's a reporter, he hadn't got his camera with him, and they've got these zoom lenses or whatever you call them. You know, I've known people take shots from about 3 miles away and it looks like they're right close to you. You're not telling me if he'd seen a drone, he'd just not have snapped it with his camera. Hiya, Bomber, how are you? So yeah, you know, a lot of people express their opinions. It's a load of BS, and I tend to agree. Hiya, Marie, how are you? You know, I think it's all, there's something more to it than meets the eye. Yeah, exactly. Cheery giggles. She says, airport has the most sophisticated technology, yet they can't confirm. No, nothing has been confirmed. No evidence that it was a drone. No photographic evidence. There was thousands of people in the airport, yet nobody's actually got photo evidence that it was actually a drone. Yeah, exactly. RC Dude says the photographs would have been worth a fortune. And I tend to agree there. Yeah, even if it wasn't a reporter and if the newspaper... Yeah, exactly, Nick. If anybody had got photo evidence that it was a drone, they'd have been fighting over that evidence. And it had gone to the highest bidder. It would have gone to the highest bidder had anybody actually had photographic evidence that the drone actually existed. You know, but that's just my opinion. But we've said all along. I mean, when it was the Gatwick incident, there's more to it than meets the eye. You know, there's more to it than meets the eye. There's definitely something to it. Well, you see, same as we've said, Barmer. I mean, it's like airports. They've got things in place for birds, flocks of birds flying over. They've got things in place to stop birds in flocks flying over. Yeah, government games. Yeah, and I tend to agree there. I'm not too bad, Sharon. I'm a little bit, I mean, pixing myself for both sort of suffering with a cold, but apart from that, we're okay. It's like you could go around in circles forever and ever, sort of saying, well, I think it's this or I think it's that. But in all honesty, I don't think the truth will ever be known exactly, you know, what the game is. Yeah. Well, you see, I made reference when there was the Gatwick incident. Apparently, there was a French company trying to buy the Gatwick airport. Now, a few days after the incident, they actually bought Gatwick airport. Now, it's been reported that the same company are after buying Heathrow. So whether they're trying the same tactics as they did with Gatwick, I don't know. You know, it's just one of these things where there's never been any photo evidence that it was actually a drone. It's easy to blame a drone. You can hear you snoring. I says you can hear you snoring. Yeah, same as I say. I mean, it's cover up. That, you know, but that's my opinion. You know, cover up. I don't think we'll ever actually find out the actual reason behind it. But there's all this thing going off with the Brexit. Could it be a cover up for that? I don't know. You know, there's so much hoo-ha, let's just say, about the no-deal Brexit deal. Could it be a distraction from that? Yeah, he did fall asleep, Dennis. That's why I shouted, because you could hear him snoring. If I could hear him, I'm sure everybody else could hear him snoring. Yeah, I was thinking that, you know, and it you know, it just angers me. It's so easy to drone, you know, blame the drone community. You know, are they trying to distract from this no deal Brexit thing? Is it like a cover up for the commercial takeover of the airports? You know what I mean? But I don't think truth will ever be known exactly what's occurred. You know, like the Gatwick incident, there were 2 people arrested for it, wrongly arrested. And I think they just did that to appease the UK people. Well, look, we've arrested somebody for it. But it would prove that the guy was at work. Yeah, he were an helicopter enthusiast. Yeah, he were a drone pilot or whatever. But it's so easy to point the finger and lay the blame at somebody's door. And I think that's basically what they did. Plus, they want to control everything too. Law being showers by. You know what I mean? It's all too easy to point the finger of blame. Let's just say. You know, and it's like I said earlier on. You know, what's from stopping them knocking on Pixie's door because the fact he's got a drone? What's to stop them from knocking on Dennis's door because he's got a drone? What's stopping them knocking on Eagle VP's door because he's got a drone? What's stopping them from knocking on Nick's door because he's got a drone? And they all over the country. But that still don't stop them from knocking on your door and accusing you of something. It's a joke that DJM Films and Pixie's got, like, you have a joke with him. I mean, it's like they've got a joke between themselves because Dennis calls him our kid. So he calls him Grandad. But, well, you see, this is another thing what I said as well, Cheery. It could be like a cover-up for the fact that Russia's launched a cyber attack and they know that Gatwick and Heathrow are the 2 biggest airports in the UK. It could be a number of things, but this is just like presumption or, you know, hearsay or whatever you want to call it. It could have been a cyber attack. You know, it could be a number of things. Yeah, you see, in December, they closed Gatwick Airport, like for 48 hours. Supposed sighting of a drone. Now, Gatwick is the second largest airport in the UK. Now, the actual largest airport is Heathrow. That is the main airport in the UK, which is Heathrow. Now, there was an incident yesterday. It didn't close the airport completely down, but there was a lot of disruption at the airport. You know, planes were grounded. They were sat on the runway for 2 hours. People were taking to Twitter, you know, I've been sat on a plane on the tarmac at Heathrow Airport for 2 hours. And the fact that they've hit two of the major airports in the UK, it's too much of a coincidence in my mind. You know, there's a lot of like conspiracy theories going about. There was a French company trying to buy Gatwick. Then there was this incident with the drone, and a few days later they bought Gatwick Airport. Now there's been hearsay that they're trying to buy Heathrow as well, the same company. So, you know, coincidences, I don't know. But you see, the thing is, I mean, people were talking, Cheery, because they've blamed it on a drone sighting. There's like a loophole where if it, in that certain situation, that the airport doesn't have to pay any compensation out. There again, another conspiracy theory. You know, if they blame it on a drone, can you hear Lucy? It's because Pixie's got up to get some breakfast. Well, it's nearly lunchtime, but she's meowing after him. You know, but they're also saying because if they blame it on a drone incident, they ain't got to pay this compensation out. He's back now, look, Lucy. Yeah, RC2 says it, the nail on the head. You know, if it, you know, I mean, same as I say, we've heard sort of through the grapevine is that because if they blame it on a drone incident, they ain't got to pay any compensation out. No, that were Lucy meowing. Because he got up to go in the kitchen. She's like a little child. She misses him too much and he'd only got up to go in the kitchen. That were Lucy. But yeah, you know, it's oh, coppers is coming for you. Can hear a siren. They're going to arrest you for flying your drone at Heathrow Airport. I'm going to take off from my back garden to go over the field when I walk down the field, and if someone tries to take it off me. But you see, I referred to that earlier on, Dennis, and I says, I mean, like, Pixie went out to Conisborough Viaduct or something yesterday. Same as I said, it's going to get to the point now where he's going to be scared to go out with a drone because somebody will see him with a drone and ring police up and say, oh, there's a guy flying a drone here. And then next thing you know, police turn up. He's not doing anything wrong. He's not breaking any rules. But the fact that somebody's picked the phone up and reported him to the police because he's out flying a drone, I mean, it's going to get to that sort of hysteria type of thing where anybody sees anybody out with a drone, they're going to ring the police up and say, oh, there's a guy here flying a drone. And next thing you know, police turn up. Yeah, Marie says you don't. But you see, this is the thing. This is what's been bandied about, Marie. There's that many conspiracy theories about. Is it a distraction from the Brexit issue that the UK are having at the moment? Yeah. Cheery, drones do have a tracking device. Yeah, and same as Pixie's just said, they record flight. The flight is recorded on your device. I mean, it's like when Pixie went out yesterday, the footage and everything that he takes and the pictures that he takes, every time he takes a picture or every time he does video footage, it's got what they call a GPS tracking device. You have got to connect your drone to satellites that are out in space. It's got to have them satellites in order for it to take off and do the recording, do the pictures, whatever. So you've got to have GPS tracking in order to fly, because you need these satellite signals. And RC says not, well, it all depends on the device that you've got. But no, not all of them have. But the more like the P3 or P4, or they've all got the, they all work on GPS, you see. Which in effect is like you having a sat nav. You know what I mean? It's in essence the similar sort of thing to a sat nav that needs signals and whatever. Yeah. And so I've just said that it all depends on the drone that you've got. The more, you know, I mean, same as I say, both Pixie's drone, he's had the P3, he's got the P4 now. Both them have got GPS signal, which is in effect, yeah, you can track it. Hi, Designer Moore, how are you? So just a little sort of distraction from that. I did post a vlog yesterday, a baking vlog. In the next couple of days, I am hoping to do another one. I don't know when it'll be published, but in the next few days, I've got 1 or 2 projects up my sleeve. You know, I'm not going to reveal what they are. You'll have to wait and see. Oh, Pixie, don't go on a mini state-funded vacation. So, yeah, anything that GPS can be tracked. If I was in power at airports, I'd be worried about the ones that don't, yeah. Design says she's waiting. She says she wanted me to ship some yesterday. You know, all laughing aside, yeah, I've neglected the baking vlogs, you know, in the run up to Christmas, etc. And I did make a sort of statement that I'm going to be more proactive with the baking vlogs. Yeah, you see, going back to what Cherry's just said, there's like within a 5-mile radius of any airports, there is a no-fly zone. Now, I went over this earlier on. It's like Pixie uses like a little tablet when he flies the drone. And certain areas, if it's a no-fly zone, you've got like this big red circle, and that tells you that it's a no-fly zone. ITC TV. But yeah, you know, I mean, anybody that flies a drone knows what I'm talking about. You know, same as I said, Chris Witt uses a tablet, and if you're getting close to a no-fly zone, this big red circle comes up, and that is warning you that you're flying close to a no-fly zone. Yes, we got this warning the other day near Wittering RAF base. You see, this is what I'm talking about. If you sort of approaching a no-fly zone, get this big red circle come up on the screen, and it warns you that you're getting close to a no-fly zone. It actually warns you that you're getting close to a no-fly zone. She says, okay, if you don't hear from me in your next stream, it means the government have kidnapped me. Hiya, Pink Peach, how are you? DJI products won't let you fly in no-fly zones. It won't, yeah. Lots of them will start, etc. Probably why they're making a point of it at the airports. But you see, this is it. Everyone that flies a drone responsibly knows that there's a 5 mile, within 5 mile radius of an airport is a no-fly zone. Yeah, the cam shuts down your drone to near RAF. But we see this is it. This is going back to the government thing as well. They don't want you to be filming something that you shouldn't with a drone. If they sort of, if it's top secret or they're doing something, you know, hush hush, let's just say. And it's not just airports, it's certain areas, you know, like same as I say, I made reference to the football club that Pixie supports. You look on, he'd love to fly over the football ground and get it from an aerial view. But you look at this map on your device and it's got the big red circle, which means it's a no-fly zone. But you can fly, but you've got to get their permission. Yeah, we was not filming Mansion House. We did not know how close. Yeah, you see, this is what I'm going about. Abandoned City Camo Crew. It warns you when you're getting close to a no-fly zone. It does warn you. You know, I don't know exactly what message it comes up with, but it does warn you that you're flying near a restricted no-fly zone. Yeah, and I tend to agree with RC. Do when all said and done, at the end of the day, it all comes down to money. And I tend to agree with you there. And I think it could be that with the airport thing, you know, they're doing the same tactics as what they did with Gatwick. They were trying to buy the airport. They thought, you know, we'll create some controversy, get it for a cheaper price. They did it with Gatwick. A few days later, this French company bought Gatwick. And I've heard through the grapevine that they're trying, you know, they're trying to buy Heathrow as well. So who knows? Yeah, Abandoned says gave us 3 ring warnings. Yeah, I know about that one as well. But it does. There's all sorts of warnings. If you're approaching on a no-fly zone, it will warn you in advance before you actually fly into the or attempt to fly into the no-fly zone. It warns you in advance. So yeah, I don't think the truth will ever be known exactly what's occurring, what the cause was, you know, but it's easy to blame a drone, you know, and same as we've said, it's all bull crap. It's all bull crap. They've got to blame someone. Yeah, Abandoned says we got about 5 meters up, then it cut out. Yeah, and that's exactly what that it's intended to do, that no-fly zone. It does. So it's hard to explain. Yeah. Pixie's trying to light the mood. He says he thought, can they blame that on a drone? I suppose it sounds, the whirring of the propellers sounds like someone farting. I don't know. Yeah, RC Do says if you try to start a DJI in an airport, it won't even harm, but we'll log it. Then a chap knocks at your door. Exactly. So many things don't add up, you know. from my point of view, there's a lot of things that do not add up. You know, you could go round in forever-ending circles. You know, why hasn't there been photographic proof of it? Both incidents, nobody's got photographic proof of it. Now, the one at Heathrow was reported by a news person, reporter, whatever. Same as I've just been saying. You're not telling me a news reporter's got his camera at the ready at all times. They've got wide-angled zoom lenses, you name it. If he'd saw a drone, he'd have photographed it. You know what I mean? It would have been photographed. And same as they were saying earlier on in the chat, if he'd have got a picture of a drone flying over the airport, it could have made millions off it. So why aren't there been photographic evidence of it being a drone? Hi, WrestleMania, how are you? Yeah. Nuclear fallout, cheery, more precise. She says, well, if you thought you would be considered as a lethal weapon, more like nuclear fallout. Yeah, exactly. RC Doody says, I know the November laws are going to be a lot worse because of all the bad coverage. How bad is yet to be seen. Well, this is it. I mean, they've already said sort of extending the no-fly zone. The police are going to be given more powers to actually take the drones down, etc., etc. You know what I mean? It's whichever way you look at it, it's not looking good for the drone community. You know what I mean? Whatever way you like to paint it, it's not going to be good for the drone community. You know, the UK is going to be in uproar that two airports has been closed down due to drone. You know, everybody are going to be on the drone community's back. You know, they're going to be same as I've just said. I mean, Pixie loves that. He went out flying the drone yesterday. Now, had this incident occurred before he went out flying, who knows? Somebody could have got on the phone and says, oh, there's a bloke flying his drone. Next minute, you know, police is showing up. We've had a report of an incident with a drone. Pixie stood there minding his own business. We just are, you know, taking the drones out for a spin, getting some footage, getting some awesome pictures. Yet you've got the police on your back. You know what I mean? And it's making drone flyers have a bad name. And when all said and done, and I'll keep referring to this, it's giving them a bad name. So, you know, it could be anybody out flying the drone. Just, I mean, take this for instance. Baz Burton he's had a fly with Pixie's drone. And from that minute, he's been hooked on drones. Now, he's been saying all this time, I want to buy a drone. He's looking for the right one, for the right price, etc., etc. But when Bella came on this morning, he's turned round and he said, I don't know whether I want a drone now or not. It's put him off buying a drone because there's all this hoo-ha about all the incidents at airports and everything. And it's actually put him off getting a drone. Is it worth it, he says? Is it worth getting a drone? Okay then, Cheery Giggles, thank you for joining us. And you have a good night's sleep. But yeah, you know, this is just a typical example of somebody that was, you know, smitten, let's say, by the drones. And now he's in two minds whether he wants to buy one or not. It's put him off. They do need power to control the airports. That most people would not dream of flying the airport. It's common sense. They do not need to they do not need control of the drone. You see this? I totally agree with you there. And it shouldn't be taken out on the hobbyist and the amateur drone flyers. You know what I mean? But that is just a typical example. You know, it goes in all like it goes in Drone Seekers on a Sunday night. It goes in the Canadian Drone Hub. He was smitten with the idea of getting a drone, but now even Baz has said, "Is it worth getting a drone?" It's put him off buying a drone. You know, and this is sort of the knock-on effect that it's having. People that are responsible and enjoy the drone community, the drone flying, etc., it's putting everybody off because there's been that much stick about it. You know, incidents at airports, etc., etc. You know what I mean? But yeah, it's just an incident. You know, it's just an instance of being put off flying a drone, and it's been his passion, I'd say, for the last 6 months, wanting a drone. There have been RC planes in the air for 40 plus years. Faster, can stay up in the air longer, carry more. Only now it's a problem because it's a drone. It don't add up. Yeah. You know what I mean? It's and this is the knock-on effect it's having. These incidents, reportedly a drone. There is a lot of people, not only in the UK, but in the USA, in Australia, in Canada, etc., that are drone enthusiasts. And because these incidents have happened in the UK, it's having that knock-on effect all over the world. So, I mean, Gatwick, Heathrow, who's to say that they're not going to target the Spain airports, the big airports in America? You know, where does it stop? When did they stop blaming the drones? You know what I mean? Where does the blame stop? This is what I'm saying. Where does the blame stop? Can't blame everything on the drones. And this is what's made me so angry about it and felt I'd got to discuss it this morning. Okay then, Marie, thank you very much for coming in. I do appreciate you coming in. RC Hunter's rubbing it in now because he's just had a bacon and tomato sarnie.